In this media, we are going to learn about sea chest filters in the ship. Sea chest filter is a component of the seawater system. The major components of seawater system are cooling water pumps, heat exchangers or LT coolers, seawater overboard valve or sea chest valve, sea chest filters, and associated piping together with the controllers for temperature regulation. There are two types of sea chests that are placed on both the sides of the onboard seawater system. Based on the height and depth at which they are installed on the ship's hull, they are named as high sea chest and low sea chest.
It is normal that on many ships, if the high sea chest is installed on the port side of the vessel, the low sea chest is installed on the starboard side, or vice versa.
The manual isolating valves before and after the high and low sea chest filters are as shown. As they are identical, appropriate markings will be made for easily identifying them. Before opening the sea chest filter for inspection, the sea chest filter should be isolated and depressurized. Here, the high sea chest valve is in open condition and the low sea chest valve is in closed condition. Sea chest works like a gate allowing the controlled entry of seawater to the engine room via valves and piping. But a lot of unwanted marine organisms like fish, plankton, shells, etc. will also come together with the seawater. They may cause several issues in the seawater system like fluctuations in seawater pressure, and in severe cases they may also lead to the erosion of impellers in the seawater pump. They may also cause heat imbalance by choking up the central air coolers. As a result, the engine parameters may go beyond their limits. To keep up the cooling efficiency of seawater cooling systems, filtering of these unwanted marine organisms is very important. The central coolers in the seawater system together with long cylindrical inner sea chest filter inserts are as shown. For accessing the inner sea chest filter, the lid must be removed after ensuring the completion of important prior steps like isolation and depressurization. Before removing the sea chest filter lid, the vent valve is to be opened with caution. If there is no water coming out from the vent valve, it is confirmed that the depressurization process and valve isolation are carried out successfully. Note that it is possible that the section before the vent valve connection to the lid may be blocked internally with debris, and the vent valve check alone is not foolproof. Hence, the procedure given below with precaution is adopted. Switch off the power and disconnect the cables to anodes if the system is fitted with Marine Growth Prevention System (MGPS). Remove all nuts and bolts securing the sea chest lid except 4 bolts and nuts placed diagonally opposite to each other at 90 degrees. Slacken these 4 bolts and nuts placed diagonally opposite to each other at 90 degrees with caution and at the same time lifting the lid with the help of chain hoist. It is very essential to confirm that there is no water leaking after lifting the lid off slightly with the chain hoist as above. It is safe to proceed further for cleaning after this confirmation. Lower the lid back with the chain hoist. Remove the 4 bolts and nuts placed diagonally opposite to each other at 90 degrees. Lift off the lid with the chain hoist and place it in a secure place nearby. Pay attention as not to damage the anodes if MGPS anodes are fitted on the lid. For marine growth prevention, sacrificial anodes may be installed in the seawater system based on the design of the sea chest filter lid. In some ships, separate sea chests are incorporated for marine growth prevention systems, or MGPS. In the seawater system containing MGPS sacrificial anodes, the next step is the recovery and cleaning of filters. Even though the filter designs vary, the concept of retrieval and cleaning remains the same. The filter must be thoroughly cleaned and signs of damage and corrosion should be checked. If sacrificial anodes are fitted after analyzing their condition, they should be replaced with a new one, if needed. Ideally, after draining all the water in the sea chest filter housing, the engineer inspecting the filter housing must check the rubber lining if provided. If no rubber lining is provided, inspection is carried out for condition of coating and the other symptoms of corrosion wear and possible damages. Once the cleaning of sea chest filter is done, put the filter back, close the lid, and secure with nuts and bolts. Proceed to open the manual isolating valves before and after the sea chest filter. Ensure there is no leakage around the filter housing. Then, the vent valve is to be opened to purge out air from the sea chest filter housing. Close the vent valve after purging is completed. If everything is satisfactory, either resume this cleaned filter back for use or keep it on standby. The officer who carried out the inspection must write down and record all his findings in the biofouling management plan for future reference if MGPS is fitted. For ships having separate sea chests for MGPS, the process of isolation and depressurizing before removing the lid and the inspections to be carried out on the sea chest filter compartment are the same. The only difference is the checking and analyzing the condition of anodes based on the previous findings. Too high or too low anode erosion indicates the possibility of fault in current settings. The anode's surface should be cleaned up thoroughly to remove any loose particles. The length of the anodes should also be checked. The anodes of length 20 to 25 centimeters, 8 to 10 inches, on the exposed anode surface area with proper current settings is adequate to last for a maximum of 3 months. A new anode will have a rubber heat shrink tube which should not be completely removed before installing. You must remove only a small part of the tube, that is 20 to 25 centimeters, 8 to 10 inches, from the bottom, and then it can be installed. If the entire rubber heat shrink tube is removed, the anode will erode from the nearest point where current is applied, that is, from the top, and results in a bottleneck. This may lead to breaking and wastage of the anode material, which defies its purpose. Once the new anode is properly installed and the conditions are satisfactory, the lid of the individual sea chest for MGPS can be placed back in the reverse sequence of opening it. Thus we have learned about sea chest filter in ship.